Okay.
I think so.
Back it up.
Yeah, I think so.
I wanted to welcome you to this special meeting of the Columbia Heights City Council for Wednesday, June 17th, 2020. Can I get a roll call, please?
Councilmember Biskins.
Here.
Councilmember Williams.
Happy to be here.
Councilmember NOVITSKY.
Here.
Mayor Schmidt.
Here.
And Councilmember Marjan is not here.
All right. If you're able, please join us and stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And as usual, I'll read our mission statement. Our mission is to provide the highest quality public services. Services will be provided in a fair, respectful, and professional manner that effectively address changing citizen and community needs in a fiscally responsible manner. Next item is the approval of the agenda, and we basically have one item. So can I get a motion to approve, unless there's any additions, can I get a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Biskins, second by Councilmember Williams. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, thank you. Item 5 is items for consideration. It's new business reports. Reuter Walton proposal for a public safety site. And who's going to be presenting this? All right. The esteemed Aaron Chirpich is coming forward. Thank you.
Oh, it's hard to live up to. Well, good afternoon, Madam Mayor, members of the council. Thank you for taking the time to convene for a special meeting, given the time-sensitive nature of the subject matter. So, over the past 3 work sessions, the council has been meeting with representatives of Reuter Walton Development to discuss their interest in developing an apartment complex on the vacant lot that's behind the public safety building. As you know, their concept includes 58 units of income-restricted affordable housing, as well as a space that's been carved out for a potential future development of a new SECA food shelf and thrift store facility due to SECA's desire to move from their current location that they've outgrown. So it's a mixed-use concept development of this city-owned parcel. And over a few iterations and deliberations with the council, there was an issue that was of primary importance if Reuter Walton was to move forward, and that was how would we accommodate for some of the parking concerns of the council, specifically in affordable housing projects in the city's experience. We've had issues when affordable projects charge for parking for their residents, and that drives bad behavior when people look for parking off-site because they want to avoid those fees. So that challenge was put in Reuter Walton's court, and they responded by agreeing to find a way, if this project is going to be successful, to not charge residents for parking, whether it's surface or underground. And to do that, they'll have to fill a gap and provide or access some subsidy fund from the state of Minnesota, likely to solve for that. So we got over that bar, and they brought it back to the council for review on June 1st to discuss a way to solve for that. And the feedback from the council at that meeting was, generally speaking, if you're able to do that, we like the idea, and we would be willing to entertain a purchase agreement that would allow the project to move forward, memorializing these important contingencies, and I'll kind of go through some additional contingencies. But so between June 1st and today, staff has been working to craft an agreement with Reuter Walton that gets assurances in place for both parties to move the project forward. The deadline that is pushing this, if you might remember, is the tax credit application deadline with the state, where the application itself is due on July 31st, but they need to provide site control to MHFA by tomorrow. So that's why we're here, and that's kind of the background. So the purchase agreement that was in your packet has some key provisions, and I'll just go through those. One, the land sale price is determined at $450,000. There's a $10,000 earnest money deposit that's part of this agreement. A 1-year due diligence period with a renewal option. So we carve out 1 year to explore the tax credits, do site investigation, soil investigation, that sort of thing. And then if we need more time, for example, if Reuter Walton's unsuccessful in their first tax credit application to the state, we've built in a renewal option where Reuter Walton could renew for another year and deposit an additional $10,000 earnest money deposit. Third, and one of the more important provisions, we have a contingency that requires the owner to provide free on-site parking to all residents during the duration of the tax credit compliance period. So more or less, as long as this project is an affordable housing project, you know, that is compliant with their tax credit provisions, and those agreements are typically 30 years, we would have that parking piece in place. So protecting the city that if Reuter Walton sold the project in 5 to 10 years, that we would still have the guarantee to have the parking not go away and still be free to residents. The food shelf being another part of this project, the way that we've carved that out in a contingency is that the food shelf parcel, we'll call it for now, until it no longer is that, would be a separate tax parcel that's retained by the city. So we carve out and subdivide, we have to replat as part of this. We'd create a food shelf site and a Reuter Walton site, and the city would control the potential food shelf site. And then as part of the agreement, we've stipulated that Reuter Walton would agree to provide shared parking to the SECA development if the site is developed specifically by SECA. And then finally, because land sales by the city are approved by ordinance, we can't approve the final formal sale. We have a contingency that formal review and approval does have to take place at public hearing held by the council and then subsequent second reading of an ordinance. So we have all of that built into this agreement and staff. It's been reviewed, of course, by the city attorney, and he assisted in crafting these contingencies with Reuter Walton. We believe that we have the appropriate protections in place for both parties to at least get them to the next phase with submitting an application to the state for the tax credit application, and let us really enter into the next levels of due diligence to start working on the project. Staff have talked with board member representatives from SECA, brought them up to speed as to where the project's at. They were happy to hear that it is moving forward and that we're taking the next step. They are at a point where they're about ready to hire a consultant to lead them in their fundraising effort for this move. So this will be good news in their opinion that the city is still moving this concept forward. So with that, staff is recommending that the council does approve the resolution in your packet that would approve the purchase agreement as presented with Reuter Walton, again allowing them to move into the tax credit application phase and creating that space for due diligence. And we have representatives of Reuter Walton in the audience, and I would certainly stand for any questions the council might have.
Does anybody have any questions or comments? I think they've done a great job. I appreciate you working with SECA. We want to make sure SECA stays in our community. It is an asset. It's been much more of an asset over the last few weeks especially. But we also would like to see housing in that area too, and what it looks like. Appreciate what the concept you brought and showed us. And thank you for answering our questions and coming back with the parking for residents. Appreciate you working that out for us. Did you want to say anything before?
I would.
Since you're here.
Madam Mayor, members of the council, I do first just want to thank you for holding this special meeting as well for this sole agenda item. Really do appreciate that. Feels like we've been seeing a lot of each other lately. It's going well, so I'm glad to see that as well. And I want to thank Aaron, for your time working tirelessly to get this to this point. At Rider Walton, we are very excited about this prospect of being able to develop an affordable housing project here on this outlot of a public safety parcel in Columbia Heights. And yeah, I just want to say I think we've already made some really good improvements and iterations on our original plan with the input from this body, and look forward to continuing to do so. As Aaron outlined, we do have an application due. It's actually July 16th is when it's due, so I have to get going. To the Minnesota Housing Finance Agency, and should that be successful, then we will move forward with the development proposal, go through all the regular planning processes and things like that. So I hope we continue to see a lot of each other. We really just wanted to use this opportunity to thank you again for your support thus far, and let you know we look forward to working with you on this project. And I'm here for any questions if you have those.
Any further questions or comments? Thank you.
Yeah, just thank you for working with and taking everything that we were asking into consideration.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. We do have a resolution in front of us. Can I get a, where are we? Need a, yeah.
2020-51. There being ample copies available to the public.
Motion, I need a second.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Williams, second by Councilmember Novitzky. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? And move to adopt, please.
I'll move to adopt resolution 2020-51. The resolution of the City of Columbia Heights, Minnesota, approving purchase agreement with Brewer Walton LLC for the sale of a public safety outlet.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Williams, second by Councilmember Novitzky. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you. We have a list of reports. I don't think we need to do reports. This is a special meeting, so I think I'm just going to skip that part. And then can I get a motion to adjourn, please? So moved.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Biskins, second by Councilmember Novitzky. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you.
Timing there, Donna.
Done.